elevated stage, big crowd. Rich Burke along with J.D. Rader. This is where it's at to begin the college wrestling season.
Absolutely. We're going to find out so much tonight. A lot of new faces in both of these lineups when you're talking about transfers, freshmen, guys changing weights.
Yeah, matter of fact, Iowa has only one wrestler at the same weight that they were last year. Meanwhile, 125 will start it off with Joey Cruz, redshirt sophomore, transfer from the University of Oklahoma. Maximo Renteria, the number 13 ranked wrestler at 125 in the country. And a Clovis, California native, and he too a transfer out of the University of Illinois in his second year with Oregon State.
Yeah, California matchup right away here at 125 pounds. Clovis North Buchanan High School. Should be a fun one.
And if there's one match that Oregon State would figure to be favored, it is this one. Renteria wrestled just twice last season. There he is in the orange singlet, both in duels in February, and he beat eventual national champion Richie Figueroa of ASU by a 9-5 decision on February 4th, and then pinned Dylan Catlin of Wyoming a minute 38 in the first round. Snap down effort by Joey Cruz, and we're underway, bout 1 of 10 here in Coravllis.
Both these guys with excellent down block go behinds. I wouldn't be surprised to see each guy try to force the other to shoot to look for that down block go behind.
Renteria in his second year with Oregon State after 2 seasons at Illinois. Head coach Chris Pendleton said Renteria admitted that he was immature and made some mistakes at Illinois and was thankful Oregon State gave him the opportunity to come to Corvallis and mature. Joey Cruz, meanwhile, last year in his first year with Iowa, 7-6 overall, 0-1 in duels. Started 1 duel last year against Wisconsin late in the season. College wrestling 7 minutes, first period 3 minutes, each of the next 2 periods 2 minutes each.
Kind of a feeling out process here through the first minute. Neither wrestler committed to an attack. You see Cruz there looking for that right side collar tie. You see him gauging space with that right hand. He likes to tap and then shoot from space.
Continues to try the snap down. A shot effort by Renteria.
Renteria, his down block go behind almost kind of evolves into an elbow pass go behind when he does hit it. It's quite nice.
A little over a minute remaining here in this first period, and Cruz getting in on Renteria. Renteria trying to defend, still at neutral.
Renteria able to get that right leg back. He's in better position now. He needs to push back, slide back. The two are going to hold on for a stalemate. Still no points now, over 2 minutes in. And one of my keys to victory for Renteria was to keep Cruz off of your legs entirely. Use your head, hands defense. But Cruz gets to the leg. He still is not able to score. Renteria already passing test 1 here in the first period.
Yeah, Cruz tried that level change. Didn't quite work out. Matter of fact, it almost backfired. And now Renteria taking a shot. And he ends up having to play some defense himself.
Yeah, now Renteria looking to lock in the crotch, take Cruz over his leg. It's going to be tough with Cruz's head underneath the leg there of Renteria.
Bell coming up in 10 seconds.
Now Renteria draping over top, still trying to hold on to that ankle. He's got to do it for 5 more seconds. Cruz is looking to put Renteria in danger, but time runs out.
Saved by the bell. So great beginning here. Joey Cruz and Maximo Renteria. You know, like a soccer game that's 0-0. They talk about how it's exciting because how they don't score. Same with what's happened in the first period in this one.
Absolutely. Neither wrestler with a clear advantage on the feet yet, so we're going to go to the mat.
Renteria unable to explode away right away.
Now Renteria up to his feet. Cruz trying to return. Renteria cuts, turns, and escapes. He draws first blood on the board first.
Now, Renteria answering with a snap down of his own.
And Cruz coming up, elevating his stance a little bit here in the second period, going back to that right side collar. And neither of these wrestlers very big for the weight, but it is only the first or second time they're getting down to weight. Will that play a factor? Sometimes that first or second weight cut of the season can zap you a little bit more than once you've made it and your body's adjusted to making the weight as the season goes on.
Remember Renteria in the orange singlet for Oregon State beat Richie Figueroa of ASU last year. He went on to win the NCAA championship. 50 seconds remaining here in this second period.
Cruz is going to have to pop his head out and climb up the waist. He's got both ankles, but Renteria's hips still on top of Cruz's head, so now he elevates. He's going to look to come out the back door. This is similar to the position they were in to close out the first period. Now Cruz in position. He's got that bottom-legged hook. He's going to have to get his right arm out, cut across, double off. There's the takedown.
He's got him.
And now Renteria looking to reversal.
And he's got it, and we're even at 3. Reversal for Maximo Renteria.
And quick escape for Cruz. Will we get a challenge from the Oregon State corner? They think they called that takedown a little bit early.
Yeah. What did you think?
You know, it was very close. I think it was established, and they might go have another look at it. No, they will not, and no challenge. So our score is going to remain knotted at 3 with short time. Can Cruz get an escape here?
You gotta hang on for 10 more seconds if you're Maximo Renteria. Got that reversal at the end of the period. He's hanging on, 3 seconds. And he's not gonna give up the escape point. We're tied at 3, heading to the third.
And Cruz choosing neutral. Interesting, doesn't want to go under Renteria. You saw he wasn't able to escape there with short time in the second, so he likes his odds on the feet.
So Joey Cruz, redshirt sophomore. A lot of times young wrestlers don't like being on the bottom because in high school they're not used to it.
Absolutely. Now Renteria, he's got a little bit of length and nice boot scoot duck under. Wow. Continuing to wrestle Renteria. He picks up the takedown. He takes the 6-3 lead, brings this crowd alive here in Gill Coliseum.
What a move by Maximo Renteria. It's a battle of attrition here. This guy's early in the season have expended a lot of energy here, and we're not quite midway through the third period.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Renteria. Cruz was able to avoid the initial takedown on the boot scoop, but Renteria kept wrestling, picked up the takedown. And now Cruz has to answer here as he tries to Granby and just gets bellied out.
All right. If you're Renteria, do you try to turn him here?
You don't expose yourself. You don't put yourself in danger looking to turn, but you don't just ride, right? You're always building on your lead. And if he can pick up riding time and a 4-point near fall, he's looking at a major decision. That's the big thing with these new rules that were initiated a couple years ago. Major decisions are much more in play than they used to be.
45 seconds in favor of Maximo Renteria. Riding time point will be added to the end if one wrestler is in control of another for a minute or more by the time the match ends.
And Cruz not with a lot of energy here on the bottom with 40 seconds to go. Again, trying to Granby. He's got an ankle. And Renteria going to remain on top. Now he's got that figure 4 turn. If he can climb up the body, pry Cruz's face over, he could be looking to score some backfall here.
Yeah, the pain in the left leg right now for Joey Cruz has got to be immense.
Yeah, and he's got to crawl forward and try and get that foot back. He's just stuck here.
Riding time point locked up. Trying to turn him. Crowd on its feet. Not quite going to get him.
Renteria about hopped off before time ran out. And Renteria bringing the crowd to life, hitting him with the Conor McGregor swagger walk.
Maximo Renteria gets things underway with a win for Oregon State. Number 13 ranked wrestler in the country, according to FloWrestling.
And shooting the ankle band down.
Shooting the ankle band down after taking down Joey Cruz. And getting 3 points for Oregon State. We are off and rolling, JD, and wasn't that entertaining?
Yes, it was. We're going to take a quick look at the action from that match. It took a while to get going, but come second and third period, there was plenty of it.
Maximo Renteria, just 2 bouts last year, both in duels. He won them both, including beating the eventual national champion. And gets his season started with a victory. And you love the walk at the end.
Yeah, really so role here at Oregon State.
Now 133 pounds, and this would figure to be a big advantage for Iowa. Drake Ayala, ranked number 3 in the country according to Flow Sports. Damon Elliott, redshirt sophomore for Oregon State, unranked. Elliott didn't see the mat in competition last season, had season-ending surgery at the beginning of the year. And he wrestled just once in competition in his first 2 years of college prior to this year. So his second bout a couple of years ago, he lost a 12-2 major decision to Lawrence Sines at Cal Poly. Ayala, meanwhile, last season started all but 1 duel at 125 and was NCAA runner-up, and he immediately gets in, and Elliott playing some defense, and nothing scored yet. Ayala, one of those guys going up in a weight class, and he gets the takedown.
Yeah, that's his go-to takedown. That slide by right there. He wrestles from a knee, from a 3-point stance, puts his hand down on the mat, gets guys coming in, slides him by. He's going to go ahead and cut Elliott, go back to work on the feet.
Escape point for Damian Elliott. They talk about Elliott's great work ethic, and he's not the kind of guy to run from a fire. He'll run toward it. And for him, it's about managing his emotions. Ayala, the veteran, meanwhile, getting in on his left leg again.
Yeah, this time it's the high crotch. Ayala now doubling off, picks up the takedown and falls right into a Turk. We'll see if he can use it to pick up some back points. Elliott is able to get that right leg back in front, back to his base. Ayala looking all of 133 pounds. If there was any doubt whether he would fill out.
Yeah, Chris Pendleton, the head coach of Oregon State. Now, obviously, you're talking about the Iowa wrestler, but Pendleton is saying there's another takedown, 3 more points, 9-2, saying he himself is not a weight-cutting coach. He likes his guys to be beefy, to move up a weight class. What did you wrestle at Nebraska Kearney?
133 pounds, right here. A man's weight.
A man's weight. And did you have to cut weight?
A little bit, yeah. Not too bad. Nothing crazy.
If they had asked you to go to 141, would you have done it? Get a chance to eat a little bit and beef up?
Yeah, I spent some time at 141 pounds as well, but I was probably my best wrestler, which was not a very good wrestler at 133 pounds.
Oh, come on.
And then Elliott showing some life with a nice single leg. Ayala squaring up, locking in the crotch.
Drake Ayala's brother Drew wrestles for Iowa. They're the 47th set of brothers to wrestle for Iowa, including the Brands brothers. Head coach Tom, associate head coach Terry. 47 sets of brothers.
That's a lot, and they've had some really good sets of brothers as well.
And there's Tom Brands, graduated from Iowa in 1992. 19th season as head coach and 31st overall at the program. 4 NCAA team titles as head coach, 2008 through 2010, and again in 2021. And a 3-time NWCA Coach of the Year. And as a wrestler, 3 NCAA individual championships.
Ayala right back on the attack.
After cutting Elliott loose.
Ayala so far doing a good job of quieting this crowd after that 125-pound matchup. But Elliott bringing them back to their feet with the takedown, just as I said it.
Elliott able to get the 3. But we're thinking maybe tech fall. Damian Elliott thinking otherwise. Tech fall match ends if one wrestler leads by 15 or more points. Escape point for Drake Ayala, now leading it 13-8 over Damian Elliott of Oregon State.
And you see when Ayala drops down into that three-point stance, Elliott's not pressuring forward anymore. I think he felt that slide by in the first period. Doesn't want to get caught in it. Ayala now attacking that left leg.
Good shot on that left leg. Elliott trying to stay up, unable to do so, and three more for Ayala.
Ayala now approaching a minute of riding time.
It's at a minute right now. Looking for at least the major decision.
"17 seconds to go here in the second. If you're Elliott, you want to get an escape. If you're Ayala, obviously you want to ride.
See if he can explode away in the first couple of seconds. Tough assignment against Ayala. And Ayala maintaining control. Elliott trying to scramble, but it didn't work. And so we'll head to the final period. Chris Pendleton, the head coach of the Oregon State Beavers, in his 5th year after 6 years as a highly regarded assistant at Arizona State as a wrestler. He's a 3-time All-American. He won 2 NCAA individual titles at 174. Meanwhile, Tom Brands won 3 NCAA individual titles. So 5 between the two head coaches back when they were wrestlers themselves.
The escape puts the score at 17-8 in favor of Ayala, and right back in on the legs. Single leg, but cuts his head across.
20-8. You cut him loose quick here and go for it again?
I think so, and it looks like that's what Ayala's going to do with Elliott getting to his feet.
Yep, now 20-9, 11 points.
Ayala not known for his turns. He's known for his neutral wrestling game, and that's what's been on display here.
So a little blood coming out of Drake Ayala's mouth, and so quick timeout with 1:33 to go. Needs 2 more takedowns to secure the Tech fall. Get to that 15-point advantage. 1:33 to go here in the third. And Elliott trying to avoid giving up one more bonus point at the very least. But there goes Ayala again. More skilled at this point in his career. Cuts him loose again. 23-9, 23-10. One more takedown, the Tech fall.
Ayala looking really good here.
Yes, he is. And he got him, and that's that. Tech fall win for Drake Ayala. That's 5 team points. Ayala calmly nodding yes over to his head coaches. Yeah, the heavily favored Drake Ayala. Tech fall victory over Damian Elliott. 2 bouts down, 8 to go here in Coravllis.
It's now time to announce the winner from today's win for a chance to have their seats upgraded to match up for the second half of today's match. Today's winner is
Good.
Evan Hernandez and friends. Congratulations, Evan, on winning a seat upgrade to the best seats in the house. Please head down on promotions table located in the main lobby to claim your prize. Beaver Nation, Oregon State Gymnastics season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss your chance to
Preview of 141.
Secure your seats today and cheer on the Beavs all season long. Visit beavertickets.com to grab yours now. Hey parents, it's time to sign your kids up for the Junior Beavs Kids Club presented by Toyota. The Junior Beavs is the official kids club of the Oregon State Beavers, and for only $35, your child will receive free admission to select Oregon State athletic events, including all Beaver wrestling home meets, and receive exclusive Beaver apparel and items. Visit OSUBeavers.com/juniorbeavers to join today.
2 bouts down, 8 to go here at Gill Coliseum in Coravllis on an elevated stage in a big night. Second-ranked Iowa in town to take on Oregon State. Beavers won the first bout behind Maximo Renteria. Drake Ayala took care of business with a tech fall in the second. And now we go to 141 in the long-awaited collegiate debut for the highly regarded Ryder Block. Didn't compete last season as a true freshman. He was injured, making his collegiate debut tonight. 3-time undefeated Iowa high school state champ, went 159-1 in his career. And he'll be facing the redshirt sophomore Nash Singleton, the Oregon native, back to his true weight class at 141. Last season wrestled at 149. And he wrestled Iowa's Victor Voinovich last year at 149 when Voinovich was ranked number 9 in mid-November. And Voinovich won 6-3 by sudden victory. But I think the road gets harder for Singleton tonight.
Yes, it does. Ryder Block, like you said, this is a very anticipated debut. Fun fact, you know that loss he had in high school? Drake Ayala.
Okay.
Teammate, yeah. They met at the state tournament when Block was a freshman.
That was 2021. And he won all 159 of his other high school bouts. Block, a 2-time Fargo national champion, 22 and 2023. All right, we saw that Drake Ayala was a takedown specialist. What about Ryder Block? What do we know about him at this point?
Yeah, very good on his feet. He's really good at down block, re-attacks, and he likes a straight-on double leg. So, if you're Nash Singleton, you can't get caught flat-footed or Block can blow past you. Now,
straight-on double leg. I love it.
Straight-on double leg, yeah. He'll put his head through you, catch your ankles, and sit you down. Now, I'm excited to see what he has added to his game since he has been at the University of Iowa. Like you said, we haven't seen him wrestle in over a year. It's been since after his senior year, the summer after his senior year of high school.
Meanwhile, Nash Singleton, a redshirt sophomore, 3rd year of college. Ryder Block for Iowa, wrestling in the spot that was occupied by Real Woods, the 2023 NCAA runner-up at 141. Started in the spot the last 2 years.
There's that straight-on double I was talking about.
Exactly. Good sprawl by Singleton to ward it off for the moment. I don't see the straight-on double all that much. I love it.
Singleton, he likes right here, he likes to get to a 2-on-1. He likes to get into that front head position. That's where he prefers to score from. So that's like another key to victory for him, but now it's actually Block getting the 2-on-1.
2-on-1, 2 arms on 1, popularized by the Russians in the 1970s.
Yeah, sometimes referred to as a Russian tie.
Ryder Block, the black singlet for Iowa. Nash Singleton, the orange singlet for Oregon State. Singleton, accomplished wrestler in Oregon. He's getting in on Block, and Block with the sprawl to defend things. Each of them won 3 high school titles. Singleton, 3-time Oregon 6A champion, the highest classification.
Singleton doing a good job of pulling himself in. He's looking to get big, and he puts Block on the mat. Now he's looking for backs. No near fall, but a big 3-point takedown for Nash Singleton. Block answers with an escape, though.
Singleton is here to fight.
Yeah, and Block has been in a lot of big matches in high school, but there's a difference between wrestling in high school and at the college level. Sometimes, too, that can drain you energy-wise, right? This is his first time putting on an Iowa singlet. I know we're not in Carver, but we're in a rowdy Gill Coliseum. If he can get down here, start feeling that pressure, we're going to see what this kid is made of here tonight.
Great move by Nash Singleton. You're right, we're not in Carver, but Chris Pelton and Oregon State, their coaching staff has hit the bricks selling this program. They're trying to make this Carver West.
I like that.
Of course, Iowa's led the nation in attendance every year of Tom Brandt's tenure as head coach, and look at him going to work. Nash Singleton of Oregon State. All right, how does Block defend this? Saved by geography. There's Chris Pendleton.
Yeah, Pendleton telling Singleton to go back to that spiral ride.
It's him back down on the mat.
Yeah, and throws in the tight waist on the left side. Trying to chop Block down with the right hand, but Block back up to his feet. Singleton keeping that toe in until you hear the 5 count. Once you drop down to the ankles, the referee will start counting. If he gets to 5, it's a stall call.
Right now, Nash Singleton has Ryder Block on the run.
You mentioned it earlier, sometimes a place where young wrestlers struggle in college is the bottom position.
In high school, they're not used to being on the bottom. Block trying to scramble.
And that was a good explosive stand-up and hip heist from Block, but ran out of space on the edge.
Some fans near us cheering on Ryder Block. Iowa always travels well. One of the marquee programs in the nation. Escape point for Block.
Not before giving up over a minute of riding time.
It's a minute 5 seconds in favor of Nash Singleton. You're going to see Block take a shot here. Final 45 seconds of this second period.
I would advise both of these wrestlers to try and score before the end of the period. Finish the period in the top position. If you're Singleton, build on that lead. If you're Block, get in the lead.
Singleton's been the aggressor to this point in the bout.
And you see Singleton is controlling the center of the mat right now. That's going to put him in favor of the officials when it comes to stall calls.
These two met last year in Iowa City. Iowa won 25-11. They lead the all-time series 7-1. Oregon State won the first ever match between the two back in 1973. The only previous duel here came in 2001, 31-6 Iowa win. 2 minutes left for Singleton to try to electrify this crowd. What kind of riding system does Ryder Block have?
That's what we're going to find out.
That's a rhetorical question. His first college bout. We don't know
right.
the answer.
Big mat return there. He for
Riding
sure
time
at least
back.
wants to get riding time under a minute, yep.
Yes.
And he does successfully. But at some point you're going to have to cut, look to get a takedown, because you need a takedown. Now down 2 points with 1:40 to go.
He cut him loose. After that, riding time got below a minute. Back to the center. Minute 34 remaining. 4-2, Oregon State and Nash Singleton leading over Ryder Block in Iowa.
Singleton does not have a stall call yet, but it's still Singleton marching forward right here.
So you're saying he could use a stall warning to his advantage?
That's right. I'm just saying it's not in play yet. He can get hit once and not give up a point. That second one will be a point. But it's actually the Oregon State fans that are calling for stalling now on Block. Block really not able to break the puzzle of Singleton's collar underhook. He's been snapping him in the front head like he has here. Block just hasn't been able to clear through it.
50 seconds remaining as Singleton, we go back to the middle. Singleton tries for what we would think would be a bit of an upset against Ryder Block, although Block untested. And Singleton last year had a pair of wins over top 10 opponents. Quinn Kinner of Ryder and Jackson Arrington of NC State.
If I'm Singleton, I want to get back to that underhook, your dominant tie, your control tie, but Block's in on the leg. This is good position for him to score, and he does it.
He got it. 5-4, Block late in the third period. 27 seconds for Singleton to get the escape point and tie it up. Riding time not a factor.
Big mat returns. And this is college wrestling stuff here. Can you get a 15-second ride out if you're rider block? Like I said, we're going to find out what rider block is made out of. This is where he does it. Can you get this 15-second ride out?
And Nash Singleton as well.
Nash
Many in the crowd getting on their feet.
Singleton up to his feet. Another big mat return.
10 seconds left to get the escape point and tie it up. Block remaining in control.
Rider block does it. Nash Singleton gave him all he could handle. He tried.
They're going to put a second. Nope, that's it. Rider block wins his collegiate debut. A long-awaited moment for him.
Yeah, Singleton tried to spoil it. Block probably not incredibly thrilled with that performance, but hey, you came into a hostile environment and you got to win in your first ever match as a Hawkeye.
It took a late takedown, his only takedown of the match. Wow. This has been great. 125, 141, excellent bouts, and now to 149. We're fourth-ranked Kyle Parco, the ASU transfer, his first year with the Hawkeyes, will go against Victor Jacinto, redshirt junior from Hollister, California, went to Gilroy High School. Jacinto, don't sell him short. He would have been one of the top-ranked recruits in the country out of high school, but he tore his ACL as a junior. And then his senior year wiped out by COVID, so he was never really able to show what he could do. His high school coach at Gilroy High School, one of Chris Pendleton's college teammates, Daniel Cormier. Jacinto in the orange, Parco in the black. Parco finishing his career at Iowa after a couple of years at Fresno State and then 3 years at ASU. Parco was the Pac-12 champ at 149 each of the last 3 years, including last year right here in this building. A big test for Jacinto.
Yeah, if you're Jacinto, don't let this moment get to you. Parco has been in these big wrestling moments. He's a veteran to the game. Jacinto, you just got to go out there. You've been wrestling all your life. Don't let this moment get to you. Get to your stuff. Easier said than done against a guy like Kyle Parco.
Easier said than done, and some blood on the lip of Victor Jacinto. Jacinto, a champion in his own right. He took third place at the national championships at the junior college level, Clackamas Community College. That was at 149. Was part of a national championship winning team in 2021-22. Tom Fregoso, the trainer, working on the lip of Victor Jacinto. And they're doing their diligence on the mat to get the blood wiped up.
I am a huge Kyle Parco fan. I'm excited to see what he can do in a Hawkeye singlet, but I like his variety of attacks. He's not afraid to go for it. He's got big throws. He's got your standard takedowns. He really is the complete package.
Good at all three levels.
Yes.
Talk about the new faces. Iowa with their 3 transfers. Kyle Parco and Ja'Cory Teemer from ASU. Stephen Buchanan from Oklahoma, and Oregon State with Jacinto, Starrin, Harmon, and Stiles. Jacinto, Harmon, and Stiles we'll see tonight. Iowa, meanwhile, they have just one wrestler returning at the same weight at which they were last year. That'll be Michael Caliendo, number 2 ranked wrestler this year at 165.
And up at 157 pounds. You saw Teemer there on the graphic. He is not competing tonight. Coach said he's still he's healthy, just did not make the trip with the team at this time.
Yeah, people tuning in, Iowa Hawkeye fans wondering, oh no, where's Teemer? You don't need to worry, he's healthy. Victor Jacinto, meanwhile, trying to ward off 4th-ranked Kyle Parco. Parco already a 4-time All-American. 6th at the NCAAs with Fresno State in 2021. They're going to have to clean off his lip again. And then with ASU, the last 3 years, Parco 8th, 4th, and 5th. Parco's riding system got a lot better during his time at ASU. Great on the bottom. Very few can hold him. And so they're going to have to do something here. What if they can't get that lip patched up?
You know, there's no limit on blood time, I don't think, in college wrestling, so this could be a continuing problem. It's not as easy as just, you know, taping up like we see sometimes on the forehead. You see the tape job on the forehead. You can't exactly just tape up the lip.
No, you can't. And a minute 50 remaining here in this first period, with Jacinto already taking a hit on the lip from Kyle Parco.
Now this can cause some disruptions in the match. It can get hard to get into a groove, into a flow if the match is constantly getting stopped.
Last meeting came last year, not quite a year ago. Told you Iowa won 25-11 in Iowa City. Last trip coming 24 years ago. Their only other trip here to Coravllis. The Hawkeyes have won the last 7 meetings after Oregon State won the first ever back in 1973. Iowa City, Wrestletown, USA. And for Iowa in their program, the superlatives are really unending. They have 24 national titles, the first in 1975 under Gary Kurtelmeyer, second only to Oklahoma State's 34, 37 Big Ten titles. They have 85 NCAA individual titles by 55 different wrestlers. The entire 10-man lineup for Iowa qualified for the NCAA's 4 straight years, 2020 through 2023, and at least 9 have qualified for the NCAAs for 12 consecutive years.
Wow. And there you saw Parco threatening that inside trip. That was that big move potential I was kind of talking about. And he sucker dragged to clear out of that front headlock position to the single leg. He's going to pick this up.
How do you defend this?
You got to get
Jacinto?
space.
You don't.
Yeah. And now Parco going to work on top, keeping Jacinto bellied out. If you're Jacinto, get out of bounds, get a fresh start.
All right, now we get to see that riding system that Parco developed when he was at ASU. Three-time Pac-12 champion at 149, Kyle Parco.
Switch attempt from Jacinto. Parco's going to hold on with her ankle to ankle, so no count yet. Eventually, Parco is going to get hit for stalling here.
Yeah, he's got to try to improve his position.
Now you see the official counting, and now it's going to stop. So riding time stops right now. You see the official holding the stall, and he's going to break up the action. Parco remains on top, but he will give up a stall call.
Stall warning on Parco. Another stalling will be a point for Jacinto. 16 seconds remaining here in this first period. Can Jacinto get the escape point? I don't think so. Parco looks strong on top.
Yeah, you see that double thigh pry, both hands shooting down into the crotch. Jacinto able to get up to his feet, 5 seconds.
Mat return, boom. And that's it, first period ends. One takedown for Kyle Parco, 6th-year senior out of Danville, California. Started his collegiate career at Fresno State, then they sadly shut down their program. People there still trying to bring it back again. And then 3 years at Arizona State, and his final year of college here for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Jacinto going back in the bottom position.
Riding time up, approaching a minute and a half.
Suck back! Parco close to some near fall there. Only kept him on his back for a second, however.
What's he got to do here to get that turn?
Yeah, you got to look for wrist, right? Just going thigh pry, that's a ride. He's going after it, though, looking for that suck back, but he's just going to cut Jacinto here, not give up another stall call. Good wrestling by Jacinto, smart wrestling as well by Parco.
The look in Kyle Parco's eyes. This kid means business.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to pick up another takedown in this period, start working towards a bonus point or two in this match.
Parker, while he was in high school, USA Wrestling Greco national champion. Great with the upper body. He's got a minute 48 of riding time in his favor. A 3-1 lead, essentially 4-1 right now, with half a minute remaining here in the second period.
Nice touch shot there from Jacinto, but Parco defends it. Jacinto doing a good job of keeping that right elbow back. Now as Parco pulls him back to the mat, 15 seconds. If you're Parco, you want to bounce Jacinto towards the mat and look to score from this position. And Jacinto going to clear out of it. Looks like we're going to go into period number 3. Parco up 3-1, a minute 48 of riding time. Jacinto, an underdog, major underdog in this match, but putting himself in a position,
yes, he is,
to win this match.
If he gives up the escape point here, he'll essentially be 4 points down with that riding time. Yep, and he gives it up, so it's 4-1, essentially 5-1.
Right.
So a takedown won't do it for Jacinto. One of Victor Jacinto's hobbies is cliff jumping. What's scarier, that or staring down Kyle Parco?
I don't know. I'd probably rather jump off a cliff.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, and I don't want to do that.
Underhook throw by attempt for Parco. Jacinto defends. If you're Parco, you want to put two together. So you see that you're shooting once, and shoot once, then twice to get to your takedown.
Jacinto trying the level change, but without a shot. Under a minute to go here. Riding time locked up for Kyle Parco.
Jacinto re-attack. He's to Parco's legs. Parco in good position here as he squares up, locks in the crotch.
That's good defense again by Parco.
Now Parco crotch locking Jacinto through. He's going to look to come out the back in between these legs. Ankle to ankle scramble. They're in a 50-50 position. Parco passes the leg.
Jacinto's got to do something spectacular here in the final 22 seconds.
If you're Jacinto, you can't hold on for a stalemate here. You've got to score. Parco continuing to wrestle through this position, though. His head's high. He's going to come through. He's got to plant that knee down, get that ankle back. Jacinto just being stingy, holding on to that ankle.
And it's a 4-1 decision. Tack on the riding time point. 5-1 decision for Kyle Parco over Victor Jacinto. Parco doing his thing, and Jacinto showed some good stuff here in his Oregon State debut.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't come away with a win tonight, but he impressed. Honestly, he kind of did his job keeping this to a regular decision, not completely zapping this crowd. He gave the crowd some moments as well.
Oh, he got 4 bouts down and 6 to go. And when we come back, we'll be at 157. Caleb Bracci for Iowa, Ethan Stiles for Oregon State.
At 1 o'clock. Gates open to Paul Redfield at noon. You can purchase your tickets today by visiting beavertickets.com.
So far, so good?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
For the 157-pound match, wrestling from Iowa, Coravllis, and for your Oregon State Beavers, Styles.
Good crowd here tonight, and you can see some of them on their phones. No doubt they're on the Flow Sports app, checking out the wrestling from across the country here on opening night.
That's right. You can watch hundreds and hundreds of wrestling events on the Flow Sports app.
Caleb Bracci, it looks like Rathjen. It's pronounced Rachi. The junior from Ankeny, Iowa, will go for Iowa. And the redshirt freshman from Chicago, Ethan Styles, will go for Oregon State. Ethan Styles, a transfer out of the University of Nebraska, where he redshirted last year, wrestled unattached and in 3 duels, and was able to retain his red shirt. Went 15-3 overall, 1-2 in duels for the Cornhuskers. Meanwhile, Caleb Bracci last season wrestled at 149, so he's gone up a weight. Finished 5th at Big Tens and qualified for NCAAs. Rachi in his 4th year at Iowa, career record of 30-13. NCAA allowing wrestlers to wrestle on 5 dates their first year of college and still retain their red shirt. Do you like that?
I do.
I do too.
I wish it was more, if I'm being honest with you. And I don't know why it's just true freshmen as well. So if you wrestle as a true freshman and then you redshirt your 2nd year, you can't. That rule doesn't apply.
Yep.
It's only true freshmen.
I think they just wanted to let wrestlers get their feet wet their first year in a tough sport and not have people take advantage of it later on. I guess that's the reasoning. So 157 for Iowa. It's Caleb Bracci. People just tuning in. Ja'Cory Teamer, we're told, is healthy, just didn't make the trip, undisclosed reasons. And Teamer, a 4-time Pac-12 champion and currently ranked number 1 in the country, ASU transfer. Teamer one of just 7 Pac-12 wrestlers all time to win 4 conference titles, but it's not him, it's Caleb Bracci. Redshirt junior from Ankeny, Iowa. JD, how far is Ankeny from your hometown of Jewel?
It's only about 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
45 minutes south.
Rich Burke along with JD Rader, writer and broadcaster for FloWrestling. JD wrestled at Division II Nebraska Kearney, and that was after setting the career wins record for South Hamilton High School in Jewel, Iowa.
Oh.
Congratulations. You still got that? Or
the glory days.
Are you still atop the list?
I do believe so. But I don't want this to be a JD Raider show. We got 2 wrestlers who are far better than me.
Well, I'm waiting for somebody to take a shot. When they do, we'll talk about them.
There you go.
Ethan Styles does just that.
Rachi, nice roll through. So we're going to get into an ankle-to-ankle scramble. And Styles with the advantage right now. You see him hooking that leg. Rachi's got to hold on. He's going to switch through. He needs to get his right arm under that leg, excuse me. Styles trying to throw the right boot in.
Yet. Wow.
Referees are going to conference.
They're calling for 3. And so Chris Betineski and Scott Hall will go take a look at it and see if Styles is able to consolidate the takedown. What did you see?
I'm not sure if that was a takedown. I think they were still scrambling through. It's on the far side of the mat. I couldn't see if Rachi got that right arm underneath the leg or not.
Caleb Bracci of Iowa, Ethan Styles of Oregon State. Let's take a look at it.
You see Rachi there holding on to that ankle.
This would have been right there.
Underneath.
It would have been there.
I don't know, that's close.
I mean, he had his ankle, but it was kind of around his, he was wearing it like a belt.
Beaver fans want 3. And this is a big call from the officials here because I anticipate this being a tight match.
Betneski says takedown for Ethan Styles. I thought so, that very last roll. So the Oregon State redshirt freshman wrestling for the first time in a Beaver singlet has a lead. Chris Pendleton, his head coach, said he shoots a lot, over and over, hyper aggressive, and he said, we don't know what it's going to look like in competition. He said, this is why I have bags under my eyes. He said, their deepest wrestle-off was at 157, and sometimes the toughest bout you faced is in your own wrestling room.
That's absolutely true, especially in that room. Nice
return.
Rip there by Styles to return Rachi to the mat.
First period comes to an end. Styles did not give up the escape point. Ethan Styles, a 3-time high school state champ in Illinois. From Chicago, went to Conant High School and then redshirted last year as a true freshman at Nebraska. Now with Oregon State. How quickly can he get away? Rachi tried for the mat return and then he cuts him loose. 4-0. Oregon State and Ethan Styles. Beavers down 11-3 in the team battle. Maximo Renteria won a decision at 125. Drake Ayala a tech fall at 133. Decisions for Ryder Block and Kyle Parker of Iowa.
Nice misdirection, low single from Styles and the quick finish.
He's got a 7-0 lead. Now, does he have a collegiate level turn in his repertoire?
We're going to find that out. Rachi looks like he's going to be able to get that left leg back in front to avoid the turn. But Styles making a statement here, up 7 points.
He's trying to stay in bounds.
Yeah, he's going to have to bring that foot out now. You see the official counting. Good wrestling there from Styles. Getting a couple extra seconds of riding time there.
Yep,
before going out of
seconds.
bounds.
No question that Iowa is the favored team in this duel. Ranked 2nd in the country. Oregon State ranked 23rd. But the Beavers looking for some bright moments. Already had one from Maximo Renteria. Nearly had one from Nash Singleton. Ryder Block elite takedown to win at 141, 5-4. And now Ethan Styles trying to take care of business against Caleb Rachi. Riding time north of a minute now.
Styles close to near fall here. No count yet. There it is.
There's the count. And he's got the 3 back points. And it's a 10-0 lead for Oregon State's Ethan Styles. Got to get those shoulders turned to greater than 45-degree angle. Great move by Styles. He can try to do it again.
Yeah, he's not going to have time. But a great first 2 periods here for Ethan Styles.
He's in at least major decision territory here with 2 minutes remaining. All right, what kind of response does Rachi have?
Rachi can't wait around. He's got a lot of ground to make up.
Rachi, at the very least, wants to get on him and avoid the major. It's essentially 11-0 Styles with a riding time point to be added at the end.
Right.
Ooh.
And Rachi going to get hit for stalling there, for kicking out of bounds.
Stalling warning for Rachi. If you're Styles, are you going for the tech fall here, or are you resting on your laurels, so to speak?
He's going for the tech fall, looking to get back to that misdirection low single, but that's going to give Rachi some life here. He's going to fight back and try to keep this to a regular decision.
11-3. Rachi's going to need another takedown. Essentially, it's 12-3 right now.
Now, Rachi really hasn't been too close to getting a takedown of his own off of his own attack yet in this match.
Yeah, that was a pretty good reshot there to get the 3 points that he got. Riding time now officially locked up for Ethan Styles. It's 11-3. That point will be added down in the end. Essentially, it's a 9-point lead right now.
Rachi just can't get past the head-hands defense of Styles. He's blocking him with both his head and his hands here. Styles on the attack.
Love the attack into the end for Ethan Styles. Rachi needs a takedown to avoid the major decision. And Styles add on the riding time point, 12-3. It's a major decision victory for Ethan Styles, the redshirt freshman, in his first ever bout for Oregon State. And this crowd loves it. We're here in Coravllis. High-level wrestling, a top 25 bout, Iowa and Oregon State. That one won by Ethan Styles.
And the Oregon State Beavers Saturday. There will now be a 12-minute intermission period before the final 5 minutes of tonight's match. Fans during the break, make sure you head on over to Millerside Market or another one of our concession stands and grab yourself a snack or ice cold beverage before the action resumes. Oregon State Athletics would like to thank Beaver Street Food Company for their continued support of Beaver Wrestling. Additionally, fans, it is last call for alcohol. Alcohol sales inside your Coliseum will end at the end of the intermission break. So be sure to head to the concession stand before the end of intermission. Fans, you can be a part of the name, image, and likeness era with your favorite Beaver student athletes by visiting the Woodshop, Oregon State Athletics' official open doors marketplace for Beaver student athletes. The Woodshop allows Beaver fans to request autographs, event appearances, and more from their favorite student athletes across all Oregon State sports. For more information, be sure to visit OSUBeavers.com. Oregon State Athletics would like to thank Blue Sun Incorporated Employment Services for sponsoring today's meeting. Joining us at
by giving you the right amount of space.
Joining us at Center Mount today is Blue Sun Incorporated. The contestant to complete the most push-ups will be going home with a Beaver Wrestling prize bag. All right, Marcus and Blake, are you ready?
Sports are better on the big screen. Head to your preferred device app store to download the all-new Flow Sports TV apps for Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, and Chromecast. Set your favorites, search our library of live and on-demand content, and so much more. Download demand today. Well, intermission here, and we've got 5 bouts in the books. And the Beaver, a couple of fans doing a promotion to see who can do the most push-ups. Let's have a look at what happened in our first 5 bouts. First of all, Maximo Renteria of Oregon State at 125 not only got the win, but did so with some flair.
Absolutely brought this crowd to their feet. The boot scoot, kept wrestling, picked up the takedown.
A little showmanship right here.
Yeah, celebrated. Almost celebrated a little too early, had to hop back on.
And then at 133, Drake Ayala, the tech fall over Damian Elliott.
Yeah, he took care of business. The national finalist bumping up in weight. He was the big favorite. He proved why here tonight.
27-10. Then at 141, Ryder Block making his long-awaited collegiate debut. And he had a late takedown for a 5-4 win over Nash Singleton.
Yeah, I don't think it probably went as he envisioned. Singleton gave him a match, but when it's all said and done, Block got the takedown, won the match.
Singleton unable to get away at the end in what would have forced overtime. And then at 149, Kyle Parco, 5-1 win over Victor Jacinto.
And another case of the Hawkeye being the big favorite. The Beaver keeping it close, but the Hawkeye pulling away with the win.
Yep, Kyle Parco, already a 4-time All-American. And so it's 11-7 Hawkeyes, 5 bouts in, 5 to go. And remember, we're heading toward 197, a top 5 battle between Stephen Buchanan of Iowa and Trey Munoz of Oregon State. That's coming up toward the end. We got lots of good wrestling left. More in our intermission after this.
You ready? Wrestling's an extreme sport. I'm an extreme person.
I remember hearing about Chance when he was in middle school because he was entering college opens and winning matches.
He was like an urban legend.
And he became mythological at that point.
Then he hits the high school lodging and he just runs through everybody.
He was a phenom from the time that he first stepped on the mat.
He almost has it down to a science, almost.
But it definitely came at a price.
I was an opioid addict. I was addicted to fentanyl.
How difficult?
I don't want to go back.
If this kid's a hammer on the mat, he's probably crazy off as well.
Why is somebody from jail calling me?
There was rumors about Chance.
7 years probation?
But I don't think anyone thought it was going to be as bad as it was.
He can fucking tape you as soon as he wants. Stand down and shut up.
As far as Chance hiding things, I'll be honest with you, he was great at it.
I didn't know probation lasted that long. Like, if you're that bad as shit, I thought you got thrown in jail.
This isn't the guy that I thought Chance Marsteller was.
He showed up with a backpack and just looked like a shell of himself.
This is where the story of me fighting 6 police officers comes about.
He gets arrested. It's very, very bad.
Most people have given up on me at this point.
He hit rock bottom at that point.
Yeah, I don't think it's a stretch to say that Chance Marsteller is the greatest example of human triumph in the history of our sport.
The rise and then the fall and then the come up, that's a great story. And people need to hear that.
I was starting to see Chance again.
This dude's in my way of winning a world title, and that was the goal that I wrote down when I was a little kid, was win a world title.
Olympic gold medal. Some banks and his wrestling IQ is off the charts. I appreciated that.
The little kid Chance is back.
You thought you won, and now you're in a huge hole against the greatest American wrestler of all time.
I took that personally.
That was my advice to him, was give yourself a chance.
Chance was becoming this hero. It was almost like Rocky.
Don't fool yourself, kid. You're gonna come back in here just like everybody else.
You prepared for this. You chose this. You meticulously prepped and arrived at this moment.
Training for the opportunity to beat Jordan Burroughs to represent the United States, it was ingrained in his mind.
I'm gonna keep tracking you down until I get you.
Surprises at every turn this final X.
Can you make it back? I don't know. No one's ever told me they did. Make it.
Your college sports have a home on Flow College. Watch more than 12,000, I said it, 12,000 college sporting events from 100 schools and 12 different conferences only on Flow College. Head to flowcollege.com today to see everything now. Have a look at the D1 coaches poll. The top 5, Penn State, Iowa, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, Iowa State, Ohio State. Those are the same top 5 as in the FloWrestling preseason poll. It changes a little bit after that. Oregon State 23rd in both polls. But you know what I'm looking forward to, JD, coming up 2 weeks from tonight. NWCA All-Star Classic. Carter Starachi, 6th-year senior, won the last 4 titles at the NCAAs at 174, wrestling at 184 this year. Parker Kikaisen was 36-0 last year at 184. Who's going to win?
Oh, that's the question. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I am pumped for it. This is the biggest match in college wrestling since maybe Kyle Dake, David Taylor. You might have to go
that was
back
12 years ago.
I know, over a decade. Parker Kekaisen, the defending champion, Carter Starachi, is bumping up to try and make history as a 5-time national champion. And he's going to have to take on the defending champ. He's moving out of his weight class that he's been in 4 years to take on the number 3 pound-for-pound guy in the country. This isn't just the top dog at the weight. This is truly one of the most dominant wrestlers in the country, regardless of weight.
That's 2 weeks from tonight on Flow Wrestling. You mentioned Kyle Dake of Cornell a dozen years ago, became the first guy to win NCAA titles at 4 different weight classes, and also the first guy to win them without a redshirt season. Remarkable. And to compare this one to that one is incredible. It's coming up in 2 weeks at Rec Hall in State College, PA, right here on Flow Wrestling. Our 165 matchup is coming up. Michael Caliendo, the only Iowa Hawkeye to be wrestling in the same weight class at which he wrestled last year. He'll go against Kakana Foret. Foret wrestling in place of Matt Olguin, ranked number 8 by Flow Wrestling at 165. He has a knee injury, not expected to wrestle this year. So Foret stepping in as he did last year for Travis Whitley.
Yeah, and really excited for this matchup. Like you said, this is the only match from last year's duel. That's how many new faces are in both of these lineups. It was Caliendo winning that one, using 4 takedowns and 3 escapes to win 15-10. And I truly think Caliendo is maybe one of the more underappreciated guys in college wrestling. He doesn't get quite the fanfare as some of the other top 2 guys in the country, but just a hustler, an absolute hustler in every position.
Caliendo's second in the country to Mitchell Mesenbrink, the Penn State sophomore. Mesenbrink lost to David Carr in the final at NCAAs last year. David Carr of Iowa State. But Mesenbrink number 1, Caliendo number 2. Michael Caliendo, 28-6 overall last year, 11-3 in duels. Second-year starter at 165 for the Hawkeyes. Starting at the same weight for North Dakota State prior to that. Was with the Bison for 2 years, including a redshirt year as a true freshman 3 years ago. He's in the black singlet. Kakana Foret, the Nampa, Idaho native, in orange for Oregon State. And again, as JD told you, these two met last year, and it was a 15-10 decision for Caliendo, so Foret held his own. Let's see what these two have learned about each other and who can capitalize. And Caliendo getting in on Foret and getting the takedown.
Yeah, that was good work there by Caliendo. I mentioned it earlier, I believe, in the 157 bout, but he took one shot, it was down block. He took a second shot right back to back to secure the takedown.
I love that. A lot of times it's that second effort.
I told you, Caliendo's a hustler in every position. You're going to have to out-hustle him to beat him, and not many people can out-hustle him. Caliendo going to work on top, looking for that bar on the left side. We're going to get potentially dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah. Want to avoid chance of injury. Coravllis last year stepped in when Travis Whitlake, wrestling at 165 for Oregon State, had a freak accident when he was hurt while working on his truck. They kind of stepped up. There's the escape point.
Caliendo right back on the attack. Was looking for a double, just snatched up the left leg. Can he pull Ferret back in onto the mat?
Yes.
He almost pulled him too much as Ferret rolls underneath. But Caliendo in good position to drag his feet and finish this takedown.
There's no quit in Caliendo, is there?
No.
6-1 lead. Minute 9 remaining here in this first period. Caliendo, the two-time All-American, 7th at NCAAs 2 years ago with North Dakota State, then 4th last year with Iowa.
Caliendo cut for it last time he got to his feet, and he does it again here. Caliendo clearing out of the ties with a hard snap. This time snap to a shot, one shot, two. This time Fred able to throw his head and his hands down.
People have no idea how much those head snaps wear you out, do they?
Oh, yeah.
.20 seconds remaining in the first period. See if Caliendo takes one more shot, try to get one more takedown here at the end of the first. Quick level change, gets in on him.
Fred holding on to an ankle. It's not going to be a takedown yet at the buzzer.
Yes, 3 more for Caliendo. 9-2 advantage after 1 period.
And the officials are going to take a look at it to see if that was a takedown.
Tom Brands saying something over to Chris Betineski. There's Tom Brands. By the way, the two head coaches have some ties to each other. Chris Pendleton was a counselor, or was a participant in the Iowa wrestling camp, and Tom Brands was one of his counselors.
So takedown confirmed. Caliendo going to go underneath here to start the second period, up 9 points. Beautiful job there, Caliendo. You saw him sealing tight as he stood up to his feet and then cut hip heist out quickly. That's how you escape quickly. You seal your elbows tight to your waist, to your sides. You don't let those hands come in, allow guys to lock up and mat return you. Nice.
Trying to take a shot.
Beautiful arm drag to the single leg there from Caliendo, and he's really pouring it on now.
Yeah, and that was in response to what Ferret did. 15-2. A lot of time left here in the second period. Cut him loose, one more takedown, he'll have the tech fall. He just lets him go. 15-3. And one more takedown for Caliendo will end this one early.
Just looking for it here.
Michael Caliendo, relentless. 4th at the NCAA championships last year. He figures to be front and center in Philadelphia in March.
Yeah, Ferret going to get hit for stalling there, for backing straight out of bounds, not making an attempt to circle back to the center. Frett falling in on a shot. Nice little limp knee defense there from Caliendo.
Yeah, a couple of times when Caliendo scored, it's been in response to a Ferret shot. Caliendo going after him, and he's got him, and that's that. A tech fall win for Michael Caliendo in his first bout of the season. Was 11-3 in duels last year. 8-1 in tech falls. He's got a tech fall victory over Kakana Foret. And it's a 16-7 Hawkeyes team lead. Nelson Brands, number 4 in the country at 184, is going to go at 174. And Sean Harmon, the redshirt senior out of West Lynn, Oregon, will go for Oregon State. Now, Iowa has some questions to answer at 174 and 184. They've got 4 candidates for 2 spots. Nelson Brands, Gabe Arnold, who we're going to see at 184, Patrick Kennedy, and super talented true freshman Angelo Ferrari from Texas.
That's right, and Angelo Ferrari did weigh in at 184 pounds here in Coravllis today. We're not going to see him, but it is notable that he did weigh in.
And I think Brands got poked in the eye. Nelson Brands didn't wrestle last season. All-American 2 years ago, finished 5th at NCAAs. He's in the black singlet. Sean Harmon, the 6th-year graduate student, West Lynn, Oregon, wrestled in 50 bouts during his 5-year career at Mizzou and transferred to Oregon State this year. 32 wins in those 50 bouts, and a 2-time Big 12 Wrestler of the Week. Sean Harmon back home, where he won 2 high school state titles at West Lynn High School. Went 43-0 with 24 pins as a senior.
Brands taking the action to the edge.
We're at 174, our 7th of 10 bouts. 4 wins for Iowa, 2 for Oregon State. Iowa with a couple of tech falls, OSU with a major decision.
Yeah, it was Chales P. Sonnen who put me on Sean Harmon a couple of years ago. Sonnen out of West Lynn himself, and said, hey, you got to keep an eye on this Sean Harmon kid at Mizzou. And now it's good to see him back in his home state of Oregon.
Figures to do well in the Pac-12. Chris Pendleton said he feels like he's going to be kicking himself that he didn't have him his entire collegiate career. He said Harmon's fallen right into line with the Beavers culture.
Over the halfway point here in the first period. Still no points on the board.
Nelson Brands, the son of associate head coach Terry Brands. He and his dad, the 9th father-son duo to wrestle for Iowa. Told you there have been 47 brother combinations, 9 father-son combinations to wrestle for the Hawkeyes. Terry Brands, he is in the brown sweater in the background on the left, and Uncle Tom, the head coach, in the yellow. So Terry watching son Nelson wrestle.
Shot there from Brands, defended by Harmon. Brands gonna need a little bit better setup. Gonna have to clear the thumb blocks and collar ties of Harmon.
"20 seconds remaining here in this first period. Neither wrestler has scored.
There's a heavy snap from Brands. He's got an angle. Can't quite get to the legs, though, as the two go out of bounds.
Good work by Harmon to fend off Brands. 7 seconds remaining here in this first period. How much of a risk do you take in this final 7 seconds?
Not much. I don't anticipate. Probably go in to the second tied at 0. And if you're an underdog, you like keeping it close like this. Hang around. Give yourself a chance to win this late. If you're Nelson, you're the favorite. You want to come out and set the tone, which he hasn't quite done yet here in this match.
You saw his father, Terry, associate head coach, cheering him on. The escape point comes quickly for Brands. Locking horns like a couple of mountain goats, Sean Harmon and Nelson Brands. They're both veterans, both graduate students. Brands getting in on the right leg.
Good elevation. Harmon trying to Granby as the two got out of bounds, and no takedown call.
No takedown.
Wow.
Terry
Nelson
Brands
wants a brick, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it. I couldn't see if he drug his feet or not.
And the brick is coming out.
Yes, it will.
Terry Brands and Tom Brands, twin brothers, both in the years of Scott Hall. He was seeing double. And Scott Hall and Chris Betneski going to go take a look at it.
The question is, was Nelson able to drag his feet, keep them in bounds?
Now, inbounds is cylindrical, right? You don't actually be on the ground. You just have to be above the cylinder, right?
That's right. There is a black line past that white line. That's the boundary. Did that left toe stay in bounds? You couldn't really tell from that angle. It was so close. I'm not sure if it's going to be conclusive enough to overturn.
The black line is out of bounds.
It's got to be completely out. No takedown. Call on the mat is confirmed.
Minute 14 remaining here in this second period. The only point, an escape point for Brands to begin this period.
That's a good snap to an angle for Nelson Brands. And Nelson almost gets caught hanging out on his knees on that slide-by attempt. Was able to get to his feet and square up, though.
Well, you cannot lose focus at any point, can you?
That's right. There was that heavy snap again from Brands. I would like to see him follow that up with a shot or jumping angle or another snap.
I appreciate what you've been saying, JD, that's not always the first shot that gets it.
Short time, 10 seconds.
All right, second period comes to an end. And now Sean Harmon will have a chance at the escape point to even this thing up. We haven't had a bout go to overtime. It looked like 141 had a chance to, but Nash Singleton could not get away at the end to get the escape point that would have tied it up, and Ryder Block got the victory in his long-awaited first collegiate bout.
Nelson can be stingy on top. I'm guessing he's going to try and put a ride on, get his riding time point, making a big effort to mat return there, and a good mat return as Harmon completely flattened out. Harmon's got to get back to his base, back up to his feet.
He's got 38 seconds before that riding time gets north of a minute.
And that's crucial here, obviously, in a one-point match. Even if you escape, but you don't escape in the next 25 seconds, you're going to need a takedown or a stall point or something.
Yep. He's got 20 seconds to get away. Harmon trying to go for that left leg. 7 seconds till riding time is north of a minute. Brands hanging on for dear life. Riding time at 58 seconds as they go back to the middle with Harmon on the bottom. Talk about the need for an explosion. He's got to get away right away.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to escape in 2 seconds on anybody, let alone Nelson Brands. He came close, but a minute 1 of riding time. A minute 1 of riding time. Nelson Brands holds on just long enough. Wow.
So we're tied at 1, but essentially a Nelson Brands lead as he has riding time in his favor. Harmon's got to go to work. He's got to score somehow.
Yeah, and you think about all the time they spent here on the edge, right in front of us. If Harmon could have just gotten out of bounds just a couple seconds sooner.
Yes,
got to
great
restart.
work by Brands.
23 to go. What does Harmon have?
Oh, if he's got something, he's got to show it now. He goes for the single on the left side, and the sprawl by Brands defends it. Does Harmon have another shot in him?
Stalling
5 seconds.
Brands.
Stalling warning for Brands. And that's it. By virtue of the riding time point, 1 minute, 1 second of riding time in Nelson Brands' favor. And he gets the victory 2-1 over Sean Harmon. Crowd doesn't like it. Uncle Tom, Dad Terry congratulating Nelson Brands as he walks off a 2-1 winner over Sean Harmon. We've had 3 bouts to go. We're 2 away from that big matchup at 197.
All right, fans, turn your attention to the video board to see Beaver Wrestling play this or that. All right, fans, it's time to announce the winner of today's Enter to Win to see who we go home with a special Beaver Wrestling prize bag. Today's winner is Panette Schaefer. Congratulations, Panette. You can head to the promotions table inside the main lobby to claim your Beaver Wrestling prize bag. Go Beavs! Now wrestling at 184 pounds for Iowa, Gabe Arnold. And for your Oregon State Beavers,
On to 184 pounds. We have 5 wins for Iowa, 2 for Oregon State. Gabe Arnold ranked number 7 at 174 by FloWrestling. Wrestling at 184. TJ McDonald will go for Oregon State. Gabe Arnold made 3 starts at 184 last year. Aiden Riggins made most of the starts. Arnold redshirted last year as a true freshman, went 8-1, 12-1, including his 4 unattached bouts. And it included the win over Oregon State's Travis Whitlake by a 4-2 decision. Afterwards, he decided to redshirt. And Gabe Arnold, we saw Maximo Renteria with a little arm wave toward the crowd earlier. Arnold really likes to put on a show. He says, hey, we're performers out here.
Yeah, he likes the spotlight. He likes the crowd. He likes the attention on him. He was just out here previously on the mat, soaking it all in, singing along to Gasolina that was playing over the loudspeakers. Arnold always in high spirits.
I don't see any 229 on Arnold's orange shoes. Last year, some of his bouts, he wrestled with a 229 on him. 229 is his area code back in Albany, Georgia, his hometown.
And beautiful swim high crotch across the body there from Arnold. Got to the quick finish. Nice mat return. And for a young guy, he's a guy who can put a right on.
McDonald gets loose. TJ McDonald, fantastic career at Fountain Valley High School in Southern California. CIF champ at 182 as a senior a couple of years ago when he went 39-1. Gabe Arnold, meanwhile, went from Albany, Georgia to Iowa City to wrestle there as a high school senior so that he could get adapted to the culture in Iowa. And now redshirt freshman. Gets
Very
in
nice.
on McDonald again.
The pop that cleared the arms, the hands of McDonald that allowed Arnold to get in so clean and finish quickly.
He's trying to get that wrist. He's looking for the turn right here. Watch his left hand.
Yeah, some people call this a Blair ride. You see Arnold working that wrist, that forearm out to the side, putting it on his own thigh, putting the pressure on. When you're on top, you want to put all your weight down, get the weight on the bottom position's hands. That's what Arnold's doing here, trying to break him flat. McDonald not going to his belly, but not making an attempt to escape here. Now looks like he's working towards his feet.
Arnold, meanwhile, and now he gets away.
25 seconds. Is Arnold going to go after another takedown here, try and make it 3 in the first period?
I'm guessing he will.
There he fires off a shot, but this time McDonald able to defend. Underhook throw by from Arnold. He's going to get McDonald called for stalling there. No action was the call. I thought Arnold might have earned a stall warning on McDonald there, but referee saw otherwise.
Arnold went to Iowa City from Georgia for his final year of high school. Won an Iowa High School state title for City High at 182. He was 123-6 in his high school career. 2023 U.S. Open, won the title at 79 kilograms.
He was high school teammates his senior year with heavyweight Ben Keeter, who we'll see here in a couple matches.
Yeah, really looking forward to that one. His final 2 bouts, we're going to see some stuff.
I don't know if you consider Gabe Arnold a hometown kid, but Iowa City as a town well represented in this Hawkeye lineup with the 2 hometown boys of Branson Keeter.
I would think going there for his senior year and winning a state title, they would have adopted him as their own, right?
I'm sure people from Georgia would disagree, and we're going to get illegal hold. You cannot leave both feet and cut back. So another point for Arnold, and there's the escape.
Gabe Arnold on the prowl against TJ McDonald. Both of them redshirt freshmen.
Nice single leg there from Arnold.
11-2, Gabe Arnold. Another takedown.
Yeah, Arnold going to cut him.
By the way, earlier when the crowd's getting better, earlier when they were calling for a 3, when they thought an Oregon State wrestler had a takedown, is much different than last year when people were still holding up 2 fingers.
I know. Even I've watched probably just about as many college wrestling matches as anybody the past year, and I still hear myself saying 2 points sometimes.
Give him the 2.
Old habits die hard.
Now 14-3, another takedown.
And it'll be 3 points in high school now, and as well as the 3 and 4 point near fall.
I like it. Encourage aggressiveness. 4 takedowns for Gabe Arnold. And at this point, TJ McDonald trying to avoid the 3rd tech fall loss for Oregon State in this match. McDonald, no slouch, a Fargo Nationals All-American. He's getting schooled by Gabe Arnold.
There's another attack from Arnold. He's got the far ankle.
Yep. 17-4. You don't have the whole 3rd period to try to get the tech fall.
174, 184. It doesn't matter what weight this kid is at. He's going to be a factor on the national scene.
Again, they have 4 wrestlers for 2 weight classes, all 4 of them capable. Nelson Brands, Gabe Arnold, Patrick Kennedy, Angelo Ferrari. Kennedy was the starter for Iowa at 174 each of the last 2 years. Tom Brandt said, we love all 4 of those guys. There's nothing wrong with sorting things out amongst friends. We love the competition.
Yeah, Arnold was asked at Media Day just 2 days ago in Iowa City whether he was set at 184 for the season, and he said he wasn't sure yet.
Of course, 184 is the weight class where Carter Starachi and Parker Kakaisen reside. Again, that matchup coming up on FloWrestling in a couple of weeks at Rec Hall, the NWCA All-Star Classic, State College, PA. Starachi, the 6th-year senior, trying to become the only wrestler ever to win 5 NCAA titles, up a weight class, facing Parker Kakaisen, who was 36-0 in winning the NCAA title at 184 last year. So Arnold, by going to 184, he's squaring off against those 2 guys.
And I would like to see the Arnold versus Carter Starachi matchup. Those 2 have exchanged words. Not exactly friendly words. They both desperately want to win that match, that's for sure.
One more takedown for Arnold to end this one early and get 5 points for Iowa. They already lead 19-7.
There's that swim to the high crotch. He hit it in the 1st period, going back to it here in the 3rd, trying to pick up the tech fall.
And he got him. 20-5, the victory. Gabe Arnold. He gets 5 points. That's the 3rd tech fall victory for the Hawkeyes in this one. Drake Ayala, Michael Caliendo, and now Gabe Arnold at 184. Where's Michael Buffer when you need him? JD, because ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. Top-ranked Stephen Buchanan, 5th-ranked Trey Munoz. Either of these guys could win an Philadelphia in March. And there is Stephen Buchanan, loyal Wisconsin native, went to Loyal High School, then the University of Wyoming and the University of Oklahoma. Buchanan, as a true freshman 5 years ago in this building, had a win over Oregon State. And J.J. Dixon is part of an 18-13 team victory for the Cowboys. Finishes his career at Iowa after 3 years at Wyoming and 1 year for the Oklahoma Sooners. And meanwhile, Trey Munoz wrestled at 197 once last year, December 15th against CSU Bakersfield, and he pinned Christian Dove in just 36 seconds. But the rest of his work was at 184. 3-time Pac-12 champ at 184, 2-time All-American, and last year and the year before lost in the semis at the NCAAs at 184, both times going down to the aforementioned Parker Kakaisen. He was 6'2" 2 years ago, 3rd last year. We're off and rolling. 1 against 5, Buchanan against Munoz.
Here we go. Now Buchanan's probably going to want to operate more from space. You see him pushing off with that right hand. He likes to shoot from the outside. Munoz a little more comfortable in the tie-ups. Munoz, quite the variety of attacks from the feet. Does like the single leg, either low single or your standard kind of swing single.
Munoz going up a weight to 197. Chris Pendleton said that at one point he'd put on too much weight. In the orange singlet, he looked like the Great Pumpkin. That was a good laugh.
And here's a good high crotch from Munoz. Buchanan trying to roll through, now in good standard defensive position. Munoz's lock is broken. He comes back up to his feet, which allows Buchanan to get to the ankle. Can he get to the far ankle
Not
before
quite.
the two go out of bounds? Buchanan's gonna try and pull him back in. Munoz fighting him off with that whizzer, that left hand whizzer. Now grabbing on his own shin, keeping Buchanan down. Buchanan wants to pull that in, get to his feet, so he can pull Munoz back in bounds, but Munoz gonna defend.
And back to the center with 1:21 remaining here in this first period. Chris Pendleton, the head coach of Oregon State, has known Trey Munoz since Trey was in diapers. Trey's dad, Mark, and Chris Pendleton were teammates at Oklahoma State. And Mom Christy had Trey and Alexa while they were still in school. So literally known his athlete since Munoz was in diapers. There's Pendleton. Munoz wrestling at the same weight class as which his dad, Mark, won the NCAA title in 2001, 197 pounds.
That was a nice fake snap from Munoz. He's going back to it there. Now capturing the ankles of Buchanan, puts him on his butt.
They're calling for three, and they got him. Trey Munoz strikes first. What ramifications does this match here on opening night, November 2nd, have for March?
Yeah, this has seeding implications, which is crazy to say for your first bout of the season, but this could legitimately affect where these two end up in the bracket come the third week in March.
At this point, Munoz looking more conditioned than Buchanan. Munoz was back, eyes on him, ready to go, while Buchanan was huffing and puffing. We'll see if that lasts.
And that can be the advantage of bumping up in weight. You get to eat more, put more fuel in your body, more energy in your body.
All right, one period down, a 3-1 lead for Munoz. Yeah, Chris Pendleton said he's not a weight-cutting coach unless he has to. He said he likes his guys to be able to beef up, so going up a weight, no problem.
Buchanan, good on top. He likes to hook that near ankle with his, and he has a decent bar tilt.
You saw Munoz try to explode away.
Keeping Munoz at bay with the spiral for now. Munoz up to his feet. Crowd wants to stall. They're going to get it. Buchanan remains on top.
Stalling warning for Buchanan. Can Buchanan do the mat return against the big man?
He's got to be careful he doesn't give it up. Another stall and the escape. And he's just going to give up the escape. Munoz drops in on the double.
Munoz!
Buchanan out of bounds, but he can't drag his feet. Munoz was so close, just ran out of space there. If he would have done that 6 inches closer to the center, he would have gotten the takedown.
Fifth-ranked Trey Munoz has top-ranked Stephen Buchanan on the run. Just over a minute remaining in the second period. 4-1 lead for Munoz.
Munoz continuing to take ground. .45 seconds to go in the second. Crowd's calling for stalling. That shot will keep the officials off Buchanan's back for now.
Already given up the warning to Buchanan. Another stalling results in a point for Munoz.
Munoz had success with that fake to the snap. We'll see if he goes back to it. Buchanan wants to shoot from the outside like he just did there.
Buchanan ranked number 1. Jacob Cardenas of Michigan, number 2. Rocky Elam of Mizzou, number 3. A.J. Ferrari of CSU Bakersfield, number 4. And then Trey Munoz of Oregon State.
Munoz doing a good job of circling in there on the edge as time expires in the second.
2 minutes away from this crowd going nuts if number 5 can beat number 1. Munoz ranked 5th in the country. Buchanan, the top-ranked wrestler at 197.
And Munoz going to go optional start, cut and release Buchanan right away. He likes his chances on the feet. There's a nice blast double by Buchanan.
Maybe he wouldn't have cut him loose. Perhaps that was done too hastily. 5-4, Buchanan. Minute 39 left for Munoz to get away and tie this up. Riding time right now, not a factor. Riding time. But that's going up to 50 seconds in favor of Buchanan, so it can be a factor.
Yeah, that's what head coach Tom Brands is trying to locate Buchanan, get his attention, say, hey, keep him down.
Munoz got 9 seconds to get away to keep that riding time point from becoming an issue.
If Munoz can get to his feet right away, Buchanan's going to try and keep him down and could give up a stall, but he's just going to cut away before time runs out. Tie ball game, running time not a factor. Munoz back in on the legs.
Munoz, good defense by Buchanan.
Buchanan in on the leg now. High crotch. He's going to try and sit Munoz down on his butt. Now puts his head to the inside. He's going to try and shelf that leg. He does. He's in good position. Jumps up, climbs up the body, and gets the takedown.
Buchanan showing the fire at the end of the bout. 8-5, Buchanan leading Munoz.
Now over a minute of riding time as well.
So 8-5, essentially 9-5. Munoz going to need to get away and get a takedown to even this thing back up. He's got 42 seconds to do it. Munoz had the advantage. He let it get away. Buchanan, full credit to him.
Yeah, what does Munoz have left in the gas tank? He looks a little zapped of energy here with 30 seconds to go.
Does he ever? Buchanan looked sapped of energy.
Buchanan's got a stall. Yep, there he goes out of bounds.
Buchanan able to recover. Now what can Munoz do here in the final 18 seconds? He's got to get the 1 and 3. It's 8-5, and again, riding time locked up by Buchanan, so essentially it's 9-5. Munoz has to get away and get a takedown. He's got 15 seconds to do it. Boom goes Munoz.
Big mat return.
Stephen Buchanan taking care of business and showing Trey Munoz a thing or two.
Yeah, finishes it with an exclamation point.
Number 1
those
comes
two
out
returns.
on top. How about those 2 returns? I felt them over here.
And hey, just a gritty performance from Buchanan. He was trailing most of that match. Momentum was in favor of Munoz. Buchanan, though, got it done.
Don't be surprised if we see these 2 again in Philadelphia in March in the late rounds of the NCAAs. For now, it's Buchanan. The victory over Trey Munoz. 1 bout to go. Heavyweights coming up. That was great. Oh. I agree.
Oregon State Beavers,
Our final bout is at heavyweight. 11th ranked Ben Keeter, the redshirt freshman, hometown kid from Iowa City, will be facing Brett Maurer, who is himself from Iowa, Glenwood, Iowa, and went to Iowa Western Community College in his second year with Oregon State. Ben Keeter made 4 starts at heavyweight last year. Bradley Hill made the rest of the starts. Hill announced late in the summer, reading the writing on the wall with Keeter's presence, that Hill was transferring to Oklahoma. And Keeter back from the U20 Worlds in Spain, where he took silver, falling in the final to 5-time world champion Amareza Fardine Masumi Velati of Iran in the final by a 4-2 decision. And en route to the final, Keeter outscored his opponents 24-3, won his quarterfinal bout by fall in just 27 seconds, and now Brett Maurer.
Yeah, it was a good shot from Maurer, but good defense from Keeter. You see him floating his hips back. Now he's going to look to drag that left arm and come behind.
Ben Keeter came to Iowa as a rare 2-sport athlete, football and wrestling, but decided this summer to focus on wrestling. Keeter, former freestyle junior world champ at 97 kilograms, freestyle U20 Pan American champ, same weight class.
There's a nice shot from Keeter. Maurer looking to limp me out, and he will.
Brett Maurer for Oregon State knows some things about winning. 2 years ago, he was a JC National Champion at 197 with Iowa Western Community College. Maurer volunteered to throw his hat in the ring at heavyweight with Aiden Atau, the uber-talented freshman, out. Atau was competing in the U20 Worlds. The day before he left, he popped his elbow. And then he went on to win bronze. When he got home, they realized Atau was really hurt. He won bronze in Greco.
I know.
With a bad arm.
Coach Pendleton said, I don't know about this kid. And then he got back and goes, wow, he's really 30. He's just a tough SOB.
Yeah, and for the uninitiated, Greco, you don't use your legs. And he won it without one arm, basically. Won bronze. That was Aiden Atau, the true freshman. He's out, and Maurer is in. Maurer wanting to wrestle at heavyweight, coming up from 197, and Pendleton says Maurer does not like failure. He said he's also an entrepreneur, and Maurer in the orange singlet has like 50 different side hustles.
Wow. Keeter not coming up in weight, but has put on weight this offseason. I think he said he was weighing about 218 last year. Tipped the scales this afternoon at 233 pounds, I believe.
You know what? I like the action I've seen out of this two so far. It's not a heavyweight stall fest despite the score. And how about the sweep by Keeter? That was good work to get the first 3 of the match.
Yeah, had gotten to Maurer's legs a couple times. There was able to finish, but was only able to hold him for 9 seconds, allowing Maurer to get on the board with the escape.
Keeter went 3-1 last year as a true freshman. His one loss was to eventual national champion Greg Kurtvliet of Penn State. A 9-1 major decision. Kurtvliet is top ranked at heavyweight this year. Now a junior. Second period coming up in our final bout. Hawkeyes leading 27-7. They knocked off Oregon State 25-11 last year in Iowa City. Beavers have won 2 bouts. Maximo Renteria at 125. Ethan Stiles, major decision at 157. Iowa has wins from Drake Ayala, tech fall, Ryder Block, Kyle Parco, Michael Caliendo by tech fall, Nelson Brands, Gabe Arnold by tech fall, and Stephen Buchanan. Oregon State had late chances by Nash Singleton at 141 and Trey Munoz at 197, but in the end, each time it was Iowa that came out on top.
Pace slowing down a little bit here in the second period. Collar tie, 4-hour overtime for Keeter.
Ben Keeter was undefeated in his high school career. The 7th Iowa high school wrestler ever to accomplish it. Now, looking at Maurer again. Maurer defending so far.
Yeah, that was a good roll through from Maurer, so no takedown yet. Keeter doing a good job of shelving, pulling that leg in, getting up to his feet, scooping it in, keeping that left foot in bounds. Nothing yet. No, he lost the far ankle, so no takedown.
Unable to get the other ankle and then lost one. Keeter was 111-0 in his high school career. City High School, Iowa City. Won the major awards as the State Wrestler of the Year as a senior. This is his 5th ever collegiate match after redshirting last year and going 3-1 in his 4 bouts. Let's go. 20 seconds remaining in the second period.
Keeter trying to run Maurer down.
Yeah, good attack.
He's going to have to reach that far right ankle of Maurer. You see him there shelving on the right side, coming up to the waist, though, to try and pull Maurer back down, and can't do it.
So 2 minutes remaining, and it's a 4-1 lead for Ben Keeter. Brett Maurer is in this match, looking for an upset over the 11th ranked Keeter. Gets away, now it's 4-2. Riding time is not a factor in this one. Iowa's gotten a couple of late takedowns to turn bouts around. Knocking Oregon State, and Brett Maurer do the same thing. He's trying,
Keeter
but it works
ready
against
for that
him.
Shot.
Yes, he was.
And
challenge block coming out.
I think they want a singlet pull.
Oh, good eye, JD.
Looked like Keeter's hand might have accidentally got caught in the strap.
Scott Hall and Chris Betneski will take a look at it. So for the moment, 7-2 Keeter after his second takedown of Brett Maurer.
There's the club shot. And go behind. I don't know if they're going to get it. That looks like a takedown to me.
Yeah, if it happened, it was brief. Explain the rules regarding the grabbing of the singlet.
Yeah, so you cannot grab the singlet to give yourself an advantage, obviously. Every now and then a finger gets stuck in. That won't penalize you, but if you grab and pull that singlet, you will give up a point.
So this is really a 4-point swing here. There would be no takedown. There would be the singlet grab. He looked like he had it for a moment. And Oregon
Takedown
State
confirmed.
Yeah, getting the word that they didn't see it. Scott Hall informing Chris Pendleton. So 7-2 Keeter. 1:24 remaining in this bout and in this duel.
Let's make some noise, Beaver Nation.
Maurer up to his feet. Keeter taking him back down. And Keeter might have locked his hands. Yes, he did. Locked hands and an escape. And just like that, it's 7-4. A takedown ties this at 7.
Indeed, the locked hands and the escape. That's a mistake by Keeter.
Yeah, just left him touching for just half a second too long, but that's too long. Can Maurer score?
Does he have a shot in him? He's exhausted at this point. 30 seconds remaining.
Maurer putting the fakes on, getting reactions out of Keeter.
Yes, he is.
There's a shot on him. He sets Keeter down. No
Not
takedown
quite
yet. Now Keeter sits the position, locks in the crotch, and that's advantage. Keeter, he's going to score.
Oh, Maurer was so close.
So close.
Instead, it's Ben Keeter with a win. 10-4, good buddy.
Keeter shaking his head as time expires. He's not happy with that performance, but does get his hand raised.
He escaped, didn't he? Because Maurer was very close to evening this thing up. Iowa wins 8 of the 10 bouts en route to a 30-7 victory over Oregon State. And in the heavyweight bout, our final, it's Ben Keeter, number 11 in the country. Bright future for the heavyweight, knocking off Brett Maurer, who put up quite the fight.
And that will conclude tonight's match. Iowa defeats Oregon State by a final score of 30-7. To recap